You're listening to Hawk Talk with former Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus. Powered by Seahawks.com. Now, here's your host, Nasser Kyobe.
Welcome to another edition of Hawk Talk. The Seahawks getting ready for a big-time matchup against the Los Angeles Rams down at SoFi Stadium. Bump, this is what we've all been looking forward to.
Yep.
All year long. 2 7-2 teams going at it. It's going to be big. I'm excited for it, Bump. I'll kick it off with a couple injury updates. Ernest Jones, Torrey Horton, Josh Jobe were all limited at practice on Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday was a little bit lighter practice. It was an ACT, so more of a walkthrough. We'll continue to monitor their status as the week goes on, obviously hoping everyone gets back and is healthy, ready to go. Ernest Jones is the big one that we're looking at. Hopefully he's ready to go. I know he wants to play against his former team, so hoping he's out there. If not, obviously, Tyrese Knight, Drake Thomas, those guys have been playing good ball, so we will monitor that as this week goes on, Bump. But let's jump right into it. Let's get into these Rams. What's on tap?
What's on tap?
7-2, second in place in the NFC West. Wins over the Texans, Titans, Colts, Ravens, Jaguars, Saints, and 49ers. Bump. Losses to the Eagles and the 49ers. They lost to the Eagles on that last-second block kick, run back for a touchdown. So it was in that game. They lost a tough one to the San Francisco 49ers about a month ago. They had some losses, or some wins that weren't super impressive. The Ravens won, only beat them 17-3, but they also throttled the Jags and the Saints. They're a good football team, Bump. They haven't trailed since week 6. And what did you see from them against the 49ers this last weekend?
Man, the Rams, we've been paying attention. We see what's going on with the Rams, man. They got the 49ers, and Matthew Stafford might be 37, but he's balling like he's 27. Like, he is just getting into his prime. On Sunday, Stafford set an NFL record with his third straight game with at least 4 touchdown passes and no interceptions. He is being extremely efficient. He finished the day 24 of 36, 284 touchdowns, and became the 9th player ever with at least 400 touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Pretty good.
It's all right. The Rams were all over the Niners, right? They jumped up to a 21-0 lead. They had a 10-play, 64-yard drive, a 7-play, 86-yard drive, and a 9-play, 59-yard drive. That offense was clicking, and it was flowing. The Niners tried to make it interesting, getting on the board with a 6-yard touchdown to Juwan Jennings, making the score 21-7 at halftime. That's when I was like, all right, man, they got to get a stop or come out and score in the second half. They got the ball to start the second half, went 10 plays, 65 yards, and pulled to within 1 score with the Brian Robinson 1-yard touchdown, making the score 21-14. But then the Rams scored touchdowns on the next 3 drives. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Parkinson, and Davis Allen all have receiving touchdowns. Kyron Williams had 73 yards on 14 carries, 2 touchdowns. The Niners' Mac Jones had another solid day, man. 33 of 39, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Kittle had 9 for 84 and a touchdown. Devontae left the game, went on oblique, but it sounds like he's going to try to play.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive. This 49ers team, they stick in ball games. That's what they've done all year despite the injuries. I don't want to say they've gotten really lucky at quarterback, but they have. Jones has played amazingly. Obviously, back in the day, they didn't know what they had with Purdy when he first got out there. So Jones has kept them relevant. Obviously, Kittle back in there doing his thing, but wasn't enough because this Rams team is playing incredibly good football, just like the Seahawks are. And it's like they were on this collision course. We knew this was coming to a head, and here we are. So let's look at the head-to-head comparison between these two teams. Offensively, the Seahawks, they're 9th, top 10 in total offense, 360 yards a game. Rush offense, 17th in the NFL. Pass offense, 6th. In points per game, 3rd in the NFL. So definitely excelling there. This offense playing at a high level. When you look at the Rams offense, pretty similar. They are 5th in total offense at 373 yards a game, 18th running the football at 113. They are 2nd in passing offense at 259 yards per game, and they are 5th in points per game at 27. So the numbers are super close, Bump, and you can mirroring each other, right? Really good quarterback on each side, really good receiver on each side, a run game that is there, that is trying to get there, isn't quite there yet. So, yeah, these offenses look really close.
Let's go to defense. Total defense, Seahawks 9th, Rams 11th. Run defense, Hawks 3rd, Rams 9th. Pass defense, Hawks 19th, Rams 18th. Points allowed, Hawks are 5th, and the Rams are 2nd. Time of possession is similar as well. Hawks have the ball about 28 minutes per game. The Rams have about 30. When it comes to interceptions, the Hawks have 9 and the Rams have 6. So any category you look at, one team might have the slight edge, but it's just that a slight edge.
Yeah, it's crazy how well matched up these two teams are, and it's great because when you look at this division, we've been saying this at the beginning of the year, this is the best division in football in our opinion. Because each and every week, even with the Cardinals, granted, it's hard to say after the Seahawks just did what they did to them, but the Cardinals coming into last week had not been blown out at all. So each and every week in this division, it's going to be huge. This game is going to have huge playoff implications down the road, and these are division rivals. They play all the time, twice a year, so let's know the history.
Know your history.
Seahawks lead the all-time series 28-27 with a 28-25 record in the regular season, 0-2 in the postseason. The Rams, though, have won 3 of the last 4 meetings. The Seahawks did win the last game down there in SoFi Stadium in the season finale, and that was a bummer bump.
Yeah.
Because the Rams rested a majority of their starters, and we were really hoping that was going to be a win-in-your-in situation. The Seahawks, unfortunately,
we needed help. Arizona failed us
the week before. Trey McBride, I still have not forgiven you, sir, for dropping that ball on the goal line. Unfortunately, it was what it was. The Seahawks were playing for pride, getting that 10th win at the end of the year last year. And, Geno Smith had a great day. He had 4 touchdowns in his last game in the Seahawks. And George Fant caught the game-winning touchdown in that game. Noah Fant, DK Metcalf, A.J. Barner, and Jake Bobo all caught touchdowns. Tyrese Knight led the team with 10 tackles. That game wasn't completely insignificant. Coach McDonald got his 10th win in his first season as head coach. That was a franchise record. It was the Seahawks' first 10-win season in 4 years. So what I took from that was you saw that Coach Mack and this whole defense, his team was building something.
Yeah.
It started last year. They weren't quite there. They didn't have quite the personnel they wanted. Even on the coaching staff, they revamped. They got after it. The Seahawks are what they are now. You can see it, setting up a huge matchup with the Rams this weekend. But we will flip our attention to what's going on in the NFC West. What's the word?
Where my soldiers at? West side. Where my soldiers at? West side.
And the Seahawks are the NFC West champs again.
What's the word in the West on Hawk Talk?
All right, like you noted, knotted up at the top, 7-2. The Hawks and the Rams. You got San Francisco right beneath them at 6-4, and the scrappy Arizona Cardinals. Man, they're going to win more games at 3rd and 6. So you're squaring off for sole possession, first place in the division. But this is also the best game of the weekend. I think you can look at. There's one more other game that's probably interesting. I forgot who it was, but the reason why I forgot is because this is the main game right here. Right? This is it. The past 2 seasons, the Hawks have lost close November games. Man, the Rams ended up costing the Seahawks a playoff spot. Something that's not going to happen this year. It's obvious not the end of the world if one of these teams lose, but you want these points. You want to be first in the division,
100%.
right? You're going to square up again later on in the season, but you want to take care of this one. The other game in the division was the 49ers traveling to the desert to take on the Cardinals, right? He talked about the Niners. We talked about the Rams. We talked about the division. This is the easiest word in the West that we've done all year, man. Now it's time to man this thing up.
And before we man up, Bump, the matchups you are looking at, it is the 6-3 Lions and the 7-2 Eagles. That's Sunday Night Football. Right. And then the other matchup is the 6-3 Buccaneers and the 6-3 Bills.
Exactly.
So those are the 2 games. The Seahawks and Rams still have better records because really that's the primetime matchup there. So either way, let's get back into the Rams. Man up.
Hey, who you got?
Who you got? You know what time it is. Man up.
Man up, brother.
Man up.
Man up on Hawk Talk.
We start with the quarterbacks each and every week, and for good reason, especially this week. Matthew Stafford. Both of us have talked about Sam Darnold being in the MVP discussion firmly for how he's played this year. If there's anyone that's close to playing better, that you could argue is playing better than Sam Darnold, and it's probably neck and neck, it's Matthew Stafford.
Definitely.
He has had an unreal season, obviously, in the MVP discussion. He's 37 years old. You would not know it. I'm just going to rattle off some of these things. He's in his 17th season, Bump. Might be playing the best football of his career. Stafford already has more passing touchdowns in 10 games than he had during the 2022, 2023, and 2024 seasons. He leads the league in passing touchdowns, 25. He's second in the NFL in passing first downs, 126. He has the longest completion this season, 88 yards. He leads the league in yards per game at 269. He is 4th in the NFL in QB rating at 114.8. He is 4th in the NFL in passing yards at 2,427. He set an NFL record, 3rd straight game with at least 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He's the 9th member of the 400 touchdown club. And that's just getting you started, Bump. Here's arguably the most impressive thing about the season that Stafford has had. He is absolutely dangerous against the blitz.
Right.
Stafford blitzed 18 times against the 49ers. Tied for third most in a game this season. Didn't phase the dude. He's a vet. He completed 13 passes, 161 yards, all 4 of his touchdowns, and an EPA of 14.4, the second most for a quarterback against the blitz this season.
Blitz him if you want to.
Woo! And I'll do you one more. He is the only player to throw for 4 or more touchdowns against the blitz in a game this season. He's done that 3 straight games, Bump. Are you kidding me? Over that span, 34-47, 72% completion, 346 yards, and 13 touchdowns, no interception against the blitz, Bump. That is dangerous.
That tells me he knows exactly what he's looking at. He can anticipate the throws, and the guys on the outside are on the same page as well. You're getting to your spots. You're not wasting time. Our guy's pretty good against the blitz, too, though.
Yeah, I'll say this, though, Bump. Challenge accepted if you're Coach McDonald in that defense. I'm really looking forward to it. The Seahawks, as you all know, they don't blitz very often. When they have blitz, they've gotten home. So this chess match between McVay and McDonald is going to be great.
It's going to be a good one, man. I wonder how. So, last week I said in the pregame show, I go, well, do you think McDonald might blitz a little bit more because of Tyrese Knighton there? And the guys weren't convinced, but he ends up blitzing a bit more and sending them. Like, does he bluff this week? Like, what do you do to get into the mind of a 17-year vet?
You think I'm not going to blitz, so I'm going to blitz?
Yeah.
You think I'm going to blitz? I mean,
exactly.
It gets down to the weeds.
Just go back and forth. All right, let's talk about our guy. Sam Darnold had another efficient week last week against the Cardinals, but it took a hit on the production side of things because of the blowout, right? 10 for 12 for 178, 1 touchdown, and 1 crazy interception, once again bouncing off a teammate's head. A QB rating of 111.8. Sam Darnold is the only player in NFL history to record a passer rating of 100 or higher in at least 6 games of a player's first 9 games with a team multiple times. Did it again in 2024. Let's rattle off some of his numbers. He's 7th when it comes to passing yards. He's 1st when it comes to yards per pass. He's 1st when it comes to yards per completion. He's 3rd in pass rating. He's 1st in QBR, and he's 3rd in the NFL with completing 71.7% of his passes. Come on, Samuel. He's not. He's Mr. Darnold this weekend. Mr. Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, Mr. Darnold.
Business trip to L.A. Mm-hmm. And here's the cool thing about what Darnold's doing. Obviously, both quarterbacks to play this well, they're being protected. Sam has only been sacked 10 times this year. That's number 1 in the NFL.
How refreshing is that?
To go from where this team was just a year ago, and it's unreal. So I'm excited about it. Got their hands full of the Rams' 11th ranked defense. They got players we're going to talk about as well. Flipping it over to their offense, though, Kyren Williams at running back against the Seahawks front 7. Unlike the Cardinals a week ago, this running back room is healthy and been solid, consistent. Kyren Williams took over as the lead back in 2023, hasn't looked back. Back-to-back 1,000-yard season, back-to-back seasons with at least 12 rushing touchdowns, earned Pro Bowl honors in 2023. So far, he's 11th this year in the NFL in rushing yards. Second most scrimmage TDs since 2023 with 39. So he gets in the end zone. Mm-hmm. His numbers, 146 carries, 659 yards, 5 touchdowns, and you also got 22 receptions, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns. Backing him up, Blake Corum, former Michigan standout. He's a solid number 2 backup, 67 carries, 307 yards, 1 touchdown. They're 18th in the NFL in rushing. They're very similar to the Seahawks. They're right there, about 114, 113 yards a game. And for me, he just can't go off. He's going to get, if he gets, 15 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown or less, that's okay with me. It's just, he can't have one of his best days. I believe he's only gone over 100 yards once this season, and Sunday cannot be that day. And I don't think it will be because the Seahawks have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in 18 straight games, second in the NFL.
Let's get it. All right, they also got a couple good receivers over there. You got Puka Nacua and Davante Adams, man. On paper, the Rams are one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. There's no denying that. Obviously, Puka has been emerging since 2023. You got Davante Adams, been in the league for more than a decade. He's been one of the best in the game. The best part of Davante's game is his release and the red zone. He will create just enough space, catch a football in the red zone. He is an issue. He's been multi-year Pro Bowler. He's what a receiver looks like if you're not like a burner, He's not a guy who's going to run by you, but he can still influence you with his route running. Puka Nacua is more of the get me the football, I'm out to run 3 type of receiver. Just a nice compliment to each other, man. So I like this combo. And so far this year, Davante Adams, he has 12 years in the game. Let me get it right. 12 years in the game, 3-time All-Pro, 2020 through 2022. He has over 12,000 receiving yards, 111 touchdowns. He's fourth in the NFL with career receiving yards. He's number one in the NFL with career receiving touchdowns amongst active players. This year, 42 receptions, 568 yards, and 9 touchdowns. His injury was, I don't mean to laugh at injuries, but it was, when I saw what happened, I giggled a little bit. My man's like 32 years old.
Yeah.
He gets off the line of scrimmage, does a little shake and bow that back. He holds his side. And I'm like, that's an old man injury right there. But it looks like he's going to be back and ready to go. So, yeah, Devontae, big ups.
Well, and he leads the league in touchdowns at his age with 9. So he's playing. And Puka Nacua, he's been a little banged up. After his first season, he's missed some time. But when he's out there, he's still killing the game. Still third in the NFL in receiving yards, 775, 66 receptions, 4 touchdowns. And Puka's kind of replaced what Cooper Kupp was for all those years down there. So it should be interesting. The Seahawks are 19th against the pass, but Reek Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, Josh Jobe, Nehemiah Pritchett, whoever's out there, this is their toughest task all season long.
Facts.
With route runners, what they do to get Puka Nacua open, they're going to have to play their best game of the year, so I'm excited for that matchup especially. Now, on our side, he's the best in the NFL.
Hey.
I mean, it is what it is. If we're looking at this year, he's the best in the NFL, and it's by a lot. Jackson Smith and Jigba is properly. Cooper Kupp, Rashid Shaheed, we're taking on this Rams secondary. So JSN, like I said, last week against the Cardinals, 5 receptions, 93 yards on 6 targets. Easily could have gone for more. They stopped throwing the ball in the second half. Unfortunately, broke his 100-yard streak there. But in that game, became the 8th player in franchise history, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 26th player in NFL history to reach 1,000 receiving yards in his first 9 games. Became the 3rd. I said 26 in NFL history. That's not quite right. But he became also the 3rd player in the Super Bowl era with 75 receiving yards in each of the first 9 games of the season, joining Antonio Brown and Michael Irvin. Now in the top 5 for most receiving yards, but in a player's first 9 games in the Super Bowl era, 1,041. He's killing the game. Leads the NFL in yards. And here's the thing. Next closest person, Jamar Chase. He's ahead by 210 yards. So he is way ahead. Leads the NFL in yards per game, 115. Leads the NFL in yards per touch, 15.9. 5th in yards per reception at 16.5. He's killing the game, obviously. Now, Bump. Cooper Kupp.
Come on, Coop.
I don't want to call it a revenge game, but it is what it is. Going back to L.A. for the first time. He made his return to the lineup last week, had a good day. 2 receptions, 74 yards, had that 67-yard
almost
reception.
Scored.
26 receptions, 367 yards, 1 touchdown on the season. I'm really excited for him, and I'm hoping, obviously, you have a game plan. You want to attack. Kent Kubiak is going to do his best for the team. But I'm hoping Coop gets some love the first couple drives.
Get some.
Just making sure he is active in that opening script.
Yeah. Feed him. Feed the beast. Not the beast. He's a gentle beast, though. You know what I'm saying? His play ain't gentle, but you listen to that man talk. He's saying all the right things. It's not about me. It's about the team. It's a little bit about you, too. We're going to make sure that you have a good homecoming.
Come on, 10.
You also got Rashid last week, man. I like the way they used him last week. He had 21 plays and 7 snaps on specials. He had a reverse. He got a toss out the backfield. He had a couple returns as well. No, I like the way they used him. I expect a bit more this week. And you got Jared Verse and Byron Young on the other side for the Rams. Byron Young having himself a great year, man. Jared Verse, though, we'll start it off with him. He was a Pro Bowler, Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. He has 66 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 11 TFLs, 18 quarterback hits, 2 passes defended, and 2 forced fumbles this season. He's continued to play good ball so far, man. 32 tackles, 4 sacks, 7 TFLs, 17 quarterback hits, and 3 forced fumbles. He's getting after that quarterback. He's outperforming what he did last year as a rookie.
Yeah, in just 9 games. He's a problem.
Yeah. Let's go to Byron Murphy, 3rd-year guy.
Byron Young,
sorry, man. I hear Byron, it's Murphy.
Yeah,
all right, it's Murphy.
You know one.
All right, Byron Young. People might not know him outside of L.A., but he's a good ball player. In 9 games, he has 9 sacks. That's 4th in the NFL. 45 tackles, 9 TFLs, 17 QB hits, 1 forced fumble. He won Defensive Player of the Month in September. He can go. He can get after it. So, like we expected, it's going to be a challenge on that D-line.
Yeah, obviously we're excited about the Seahawks tackles, how they're playing. Abe Lucas, Charles Cross, the offensive line in general, leading the league, giving up only 10 sacks. But these guys will test that theory because they can get after the quarterback. It's a huge matchup. We're going to tell you how the Seahawks are going to get it done. Path to victory.
At the 45, waits for the snap. Michael Dixon puts it down. That kick is away, and that kick is good! The Seahawks win! It's good!
It's a path to victory on Hawk Talk.
Looking back through a bump, outside of needing to win a game to make the playoffs or stay in playoff contention, this is easily the biggest regular season game since maybe 2019 against the 49ers. Honestly, if you go back before that, I really think of that Saints matchup in 2013 when you talk about two teams leading the NFC and duking it out and seeing what they're really made of at this point in the season. You got 2-7-2 teams battling for first place in the division, and we know that this is going to factor in big for the playoffs. Whoever loses this game is by no means done. They're going to play again in week, I believe it's 16. But this game is huge. And for me, I mean, get your popcorn ready because you got an offensive genius on one side, a defensive genius on the other side. Sean McVay, Mike McDonald. It's going to be a chess match all game long. If you're a football nerd, this is what you dream about.
This is it, man. The adjustments, right? The bluffs. Like, what is this game going to look like? And you got to get after Matthew Stafford. He's playing like an MVP. He's only been sacked 14 times. That's 6 in the NFL. The defensive line needs to get home. He's deadly against the blitz, which you pointed out, man. He is a baller. So if you blitz him, you better get there, hit him, and the back end, get to your spots, and then get your eyes around, man. Keep everything in front of you also because Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are special. They can go off, and then Kyren Williams is quietly having a solid year. The run game hasn't been hitting the way that you would like it to, but it's comparable to ours to whereas it's effective. And he did have a game going over 100 last week. So, get after that young man.
Yeah, it's going to be special, I'm hoping. I'm hoping the Seahawks can, set the tone down there because if the Seahawks win this game decisively, the national media figured out about the Seahawks 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Really started paying attention last week. It's going to be a circus down here if the Seahawks can get this done in L.A. and keep making plays downfield. JSN, again, you're the best in the game. Let's figure that out. Run the football. The Seahawks had a really good run performance, 198 yards last week. Let's see if they can continue doing that. And then last thing, Jalen Sundell's going to be out. Timmy, he's not a stranger to the limelight. He's been in the game. He started 9 games for the Seahawks before, so I'm not worried about his ability to step in and go right there. But let's just make sure no procedural mistakes, no fumbles, tip passes, interceptions, any of that. You take care of the football, you win this game. Seahawks play their style of football. They'll be staying at 8-2 all alone in first place in the NFC West. We're hoping that gets done. He's Michael Bumpus. I'm Nasser. Hopefully we'll be talking to you about a Seahawks victory at SoFi Stadium in L.A. as the Seahawks take the throne of the National Football Conference. We'll see what happens. Until next time, he's Michael Bumpus. I'm Nasser. This has been Hawk Talk.